price $23,000, but Guangzhou price $600.
Due 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step. First thing first, Hermès only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Nuti from Italy. The second is Weinheim from Germany, and the third is Paz from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD.
Legal experts are weighing in too, suggesting Hermès could be facing serious trouble if they've been selling products as made in France when they were actually manufactured elsewhere. In jurisdictions with strict truth in labeling laws, this could constitute false advertising or even fraud, potentially exposing the brand to millions in legal liabilities and class action lawsuits from disgruntled customers. The legal definition of made in France requires that the last substantial transformation of a product occurs on French soil, and that this transformation represents a certain percentage of the manufacturing cost, explains one international trade lawyer. If Hermès bags are primarily being manufactured in China and only receiving minor finishing in France, they could be in violation of these regulations.
I keep all my purses. This one here is really special. If my house is on fire, I would take this one.
Feel my arm is real. Don't love me because of no diamonds. Take all this. This bracelet right here look real as a. This shit was $23.
The European Union's country of origin rules are particularly stringent, requiring products to undergo their last substantial economically justified processing in the country claimed on the label. The United States has similar requirements through the Federal Trade Commission, which mandates that made in USA claims must mean all or in today's world of luxury fashion, we think we know what we're paying for: craftsmanship, heritage, exclusivity. But what if I told you that $40,000 Birkin bag carefully handcrafted in France might actually be coming from a factory in China? Priced $23,000 at Hermès, but Guangzhou price, just $600. That's not a typo, $600. We've all seen it. That iconic Birkin bag flexed like a trophy by celebrities, billionaires, and the ultra-rich. From the Kardashians to Cardi B, Victoria Beckham to Jennifer Lopez. It's the ultimate status symbol that's dominated luxury fashion for decades, with a waiting list that can stretch for years, and a price tag hovering around $40,000. If you're lucky enough to even score one, it's sold as the holy grail of luxury, the pinnacle of fashion accomplishment. For over 30 years, Hermès has cultivated this aura of exclusivity around the Birkin. Named after British actress Jane Birkin following a chance encounter with Hermès CEO Jean-Louis Dumas on a flight in 1984, the bag has become more than just an accessory. It's become an investment, often appreciating in value faster than gold or the stock market. The story goes that Birkin complained about not finding a leather weekend bag she liked, and Dumas designed one for her right there on the airplane, sketching it on an air sickness bag. It's the perfect origin story for a luxury icon, romantic, exclusive, and completely aligned with the brand's heritage narrative.
Today's show about luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. Turns out your quote-unquote made in Italy luxury handbag might have more ties to Chinese factories than to Tuscany. Thanks to viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now in a...
Speaking to this client here regarding selling her Birkin 30 Gris Etane, if I'm not wrong. Gris Etane is the color, and it's palladium hardware. The bag is in box fresh condition, but it's Y stamp, which means it's a 2020.
Is wearing a fake Louis Vuitton fanny pack and she didn't know it. I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why I know that this Louis Vuitton bag.
But a viral video just flipped the entire luxury industry upside down. The truth behind those elite Hermès bags is way messier than the glossy ads and glamorous red carpet moments would have you believe. That Birkin, the one hyped as the queen of all handbags, might not be handcrafted in dreamy Paris after all. Picture this: a Chinese factory worker steps in front of the camera and calmly states, "For the past more than 30 years, we have been OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton. But what sent shockwaves through social media was what he revealed next about those coveted Birkin bags. As the camera panned across a workshop filled with what appeared to be perfect replicas of the famous bag, the internet collectively gasped. The video, which has since garnered millions of views across platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, features a man who claims to work in a Chinese manufacturing facility that produces bags for the world's most prestigious fashion houses. Standing confidently in what appears to be a warehouse filled with high-quality leather goods, he begins methodically dismantling the carefully constructed narrative that luxury brands have spent billions marketing to consumers. With clinical precision, he walks viewers through every aspect of the manufacturing process, displaying materials, techniques, and finished products that are virtually indistinguishable from what you'd find in a Hermès boutique on the Champs-Élysées. The revelation isn't just shocking because of what he shows, it's shocking because of how plausible it all seems. These aren't obviously fake counterfeits with misaligned stitching or cheap materials. These are bags that, to the untrained eye, and perhaps even to the trained one, look absolutely authentic.
Hermès, they say, I want to buy one of these. You know what they say to you? No, we don't have them.
The latest Hermès bag with me. This is my first bag I got this year. I usually get one bag a year, and this is the one for this year. And I'm really excited about it.
Meanwhile, the brands are laughing all the way to the...
First of all, you have to be an Hermès customers. You have to demonstrate that you like the brand. And then you can only buy...
Other similar videos have begun surfacing across social media, showing workers in what appear to be Chinese factories crafting bags that look identical to those sold by luxury brands, using what they claim are the same premium materials. In one particularly viral clip, a worker demonstrates the exact same stitching technique Hermès has highlighted in their own marketing materials about their artisans' craftsmanship. While Hermès has spent decades marketing the Birkin as an exclusive French creation, hand-stitched by elite artisans in sunlit Parisian ateliers, the whistleblower claims most of the production is actually happening thousands of miles away in Chinese factories. Hermès has painted this picture of bags lovingly crafted by master artisans under the warm sun, tucked away in elite corners of France. But according to our factory insider, this carefully cultivated image couldn't be further from reality. The official narrative from Hermès has always been consistent. Their craftsmen train for years before they're allowed to create a Birkin. Each bag is made by a single artisan who personally sees it through from beginning to end, taking upwards of 18 to 25 hours to complete one bag. The company claims their artisans are masters of a dying craft, each having spent 5 to 10 years perfecting their skills before they're entrusted with making a Birkin. This narrative of old world craftsmanship has been central to justifying the astronomical prices and years-long wait lists, but the whistleblower tells a different story. According to him, the bags may be designed in France, but the physical production happens primarily in China, where labor costs are significantly lower. He claims that components might be sourced globally and to premium standards, but the assembly, the very craftsmanship Hermès charges a premium for, where it is outsourced to skilled Chinese workers who can produce identical quality for a fraction of the cost. That symbol of classic French craftsmanship that celebrities and billionaires flex as the ultimate status symbol, potentially assembled on Chinese assembly lines for a fraction of the cost, then shipped to Europe, slapped with the Made in France label, and placed on shelves with those astronomical price tags. The revelation has left luxury consumers worldwide questioning everything they thought they knew about high-end fashion. But here's where things get really interesting. The materials themselves aren't being called into question. The whistleblower meticulously breaks down every component in a step-by-step expose that pulls back the curtain on luxury manufacturing. First thing first, he explains, Hermès only used the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. He identifies these as premium Togo leather from top suppliers in Italy, Germany, and France at $450 per piece. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, he adds. For the uninitiated, Togo leather is a soft, pebbled calfskin that's become one of Hermès' signature materials. It's known for its durability, natural grain, and ability to hold its shape over time. The leather goes through an extensive tanning process that can take weeks to complete, using traditional methods that have been perfected over centuries. This is genuinely premium material, sourced from specific farms where the cattle are raised in particular conditions to ensure the highest highest quality hides. The thread, called fil le chinois from France, costs $25 per bag. This isn't your average thread, it's a specialized waxed linen thread known for its strength and resistance to breaking. The hardware? 316 hardware, also known as ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel, he claims, pricing it at $150 per bag. This marine grade stainless steel is the same material used in high-end watches and yacht fittings. It's prized for its resistance to corrosion and tarnishing, even in harsh conditions.
As your daughter drawing on your $60,000 Birkin, am I right?
Yeah. I couldn't even be mad at her because when I asked her, I was like, I wanted to see if she was gonna tell me the truth. I was like, Coach, did you draw on mommy's purse?
Literally spent $60,000 on this purse. Look what my daughter did.
Boots in China. And that is these boots right here. This is pretty much the UGG boot that like most Americans will have in their house. I was very pissed off when I found out the truth because I grew up in Southern California. I remember being in elementary school when I would only see 2 people in the entire school wearing UGG boots, and they were always the cool surfer kids.
He continues detailing every element with surprising specificity. Edge oil imported from Italy at $50 per bag, a specialized product used to seal and protect the leather edges while providing a smooth, polished finish. Interior lining made from French lambskin at $100, which is softer and more luxurious than the exterior leather, and a Riri brand zipper at $10, which is indeed one of the most premium zipper manufacturers in the world, known for their smooth operation and durability. The attention to detail is remarkable. He even breaks down the cost of packaging at $10 per bag. Add in the labor costs at around $600, and the total manufacturing cost, about $400 per bag. That's a far cry from the $40,000 retail price. So what's with that $40,000 price tag when the manufacturing cost is just $400? According to our factory insider, why Hermès will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. He doesn't stop there, adding, if you do not care about logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil. This revelation speaks to the heart of what luxury marketing has become in the 21st century. What started as brands known for their craftsmanship and quality materials has evolved into global corporations selling status and identity. The physical product, it seems, has become secondary to the social capital that comes with ownership. The Birkin isn't just a bag, it's membership in an exclusive club, a way to signal wealth and taste without saying a word. Luxury pricing has always followed what economists call Veblen good principles, where demand increases as price increases, contrary to normal supply and demand curves. The higher the price, the more exclusive and desirable the item becomes. But this model assumes the product itself is genuinely special and rare. If identical bags can be produced at scale in Chinese factories, that entire premise collapses. The bombshell continues as he explains the only real differences. 1. We don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only cost you 1,000 USD, but even better quality. It's a staggering price difference, a $1,000 versus $38,000 for what he claims is essentially the same product. The internet is absolutely losing it. Social media is exploding with luxury lovers feeling completely duped. Imagine dropping tens of thousands of dollars thinking you're getting handcrafted French luxury, only to discover it might have been assembled in the same region as mass market brands. Comment sections are flooded with outrage, hashtags are trending, and TikTok videos analyzing the scandal are going viral by the minute. I feel like I've been living a lie, writes one Instagram user who had been saving for years to buy her dream Birkin. If I'm paying $40K for a bag, I expect French artisans in berets sipping espresso while they hand-stitch my bag, not a factory assembly line in Guangzhou. Another viral comment reads, "This isn't just about where the bag is made. It's about Hermès charging us for a story that isn't true. If they had been transparent about global manufacturing but maintained quality control, I wouldn't care. But they sold us a fantasy at a premium price." The revelations have split the luxury community down the middle. Some are absolutely furious, accusing Hermès of deliberate deception and false advertising. I spent $30,000 on a lie. Videos are racking up millions of views, with influencers dramatically cutting up or burning their Birkins on camera. Though many commenters suspect they're destroying fakes for views rather than authentic bags worth tens of thousands. Others are dismissing the whole thing as fake news, suggesting these Chinese manufacturers are just stirring drama and showing off high-quality counterfeits. These are obviously just really good fakes, argues one defender. Hermès has workshops you can actually visit in France. Do you really think they'd risk their entire reputation for slightly cheaper labor costs? The debate has become heated, with luxury defenders and skeptics going head-to-head in what's becoming the fashion controversy of the year. And it's not just random people online getting heated. Fashion insiders and industry experts are jumping into the debate too. Some defend Hermès, saying that even if production happens in China, the brand still ensures elite craftsmanship and rigorous quality control. They argue that in today's global economy, production location matters less than standards and oversight. What matters isn't where something is made, but how it's made, says one luxury consultant who requested anonymity due to industry connections. Many luxury brands have global supply chains while maintaining strict quality standards. The problem isn't Chinese manufacturing. Some of the most skilled leather workers in the world are in China. The problem is lying about where and how your products are made. Former employees of luxury brands have started speaking out too. A TikTok user claiming to be an ex-employee of a major fashion house, not Hermès, gained over 5 million views when she alleged that many luxury goods are assembled in China before being shipped to Europe for finishing touches that legally allow them to claim European manufacturing. It's an open secret in the industry, she claims. What constitutes made in Italy or made in France is often just the final stitches or hardware being attached in those countries. But others aren't buying it anymore, calling for the luxury industry to come clean about their actual production practices. They point out the hypocrisy of brands charging astronomical prices based on an exclusive French elegance image, while quietly moving production to places with significantly lower labor costs. It's not just misleading, one industry critic noted, it's potentially fraudulent if they're explicitly claiming French manufacturing. Fashion academics and historians are weighing in as well, noting that this controversy reflects a larger shift in global manufacturing that's been happening for decades. The notion of European craftsmanship as something inherently superior is partly based on colonial attitudes and outdated perceptions, says one fashion historian. There are master craftspeople all over the world, including China, with centuries of leatherworking traditions. The difference is in how we value and market that labor. The whistleblower didn't stop at Birkins either. He claimed that major names like Gucci, Prada, Coach, and Louis Vuitton are all having substantial production done in Chinese factories. All around the world, Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it, he reveals, adding cryptically, but for this, I am not proud because we were only making our wage. This admission hints at another uncomfortable aspect of luxury production: labor conditions and fair compensation. If a bag costs $2,400 to make and sells for $40,000, and much of that production happens in regions with lower labor standards, where exactly is all that profit going? Certainly not to the skilled hands actually crafting these coveted accessories. The whistleblower's claims aren't entirely without precedent. In 2016, an investigation by the Swiss newspaper Le Temps alleged that some Prada bags labeled Made in Italy were actually being partly manufactured in China, with only final touches added in Italy to qualify for the coveted label. Similar allegations have surfaced about other brands over the years, though rarely with such specific details and apparent insider knowledge. Some investigations suggest that over 80% of luxury goods might actually be coming from China. Let that sink in for a moment. 8 out of every 10 luxury items you see flaunted on social media or displayed in glossy boutiques could have originated in Chinese factories, all while being marketed as exclusive European craftsmanship. Another revelation came when he showed flyers from various high-end tanneries and suppliers, exclaiming, "Guess where I found all those secret flyers? All in APF." This suggested deep connections between premium materials material suppliers and Chinese manufacturing hubs, connections these luxury brands would rather keep hidden. He specifically mentioned suppliers like Hung from Singapore, Bing for their landing from France, Tenaire H, Italian Teneri, and Fight Tecna from Italy, all apparently sourcing materials to Chinese manufacturers. What makes this even more shocking is Hermès's complete silence in the face of such damaging allegations. No statement, no clarification, no PR spin, just crickets. It's as if they're hoping this whole controversy will simply disappear if they ignore it long enough. While they're staying silent, their website still boldly claims the vast majority of our products are manufactured in France, with absolutely no mention of China anywhere. Crisis management experts are baffled by this strategy, or lack thereof. In today's hyper-connected world, silence is rarely the right approach to allegations this serious, explains one public relations specialist. Every hour that passes without a direct response from Hermès allows these rumors to solidify in consumers' minds as facts. For a brand worth over $220 billion that has built its entire identity around heritage, craftsmanship, and exclusivity, this deafening silence speaks volumes in an era where consumers demand transparency. It's like they're crossing their fingers, hoping this whole storm just blows over without forcing them to acknowledge any uncomfortable truths. The contrast with other luxury players is striking. Louis Vuitton, for example, has been relatively transparent about their manufacturing processes, creating detailed content showing exactly where and how their products are made. Their savoir-faire section on their website takes viewers into their workshops, highlighting the skills and techniques of their artisans. While they don't explicitly mention all production locations, they at least provide some window into their manufacturing world. Some fact checkers and industry insiders like Conrad Quilty Harper of Dark Luxury have tried to provide context, telling The Independent that people might be confusing sketchy knockoff factories with legitimate production facilities in China. He suggested these legitimate factories know exactly how to play the social media game and are skilled at making Western shoppers fall in love with their version of luxury goods. This controversy erupted right after President Trump announced a massive 145% tax hike on Chinese imports, on top of the existing 20% tariffs, making the timing particularly suspicious. These unprecedented tariffs, part of Trump's ongoing economic strategy to pressure China and protect American manufacturing, have sent shockwaves through global supply chains and created tension between the two economic superpowers. Some speculate that the Chinese government might be boosting these expose videos through social media algorithms as retaliation for the new tariffs. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen strategic information warfare through social media, notes one geopolitical analyst. Targeting luxury brands hurts Western economies while simultaneously exposing potential hypocrisy in how these companies market themselves. TikTok's algorithm is particularly susceptible to manipulation, with the platform able to make certain content go viral among specific demographics with remarkable precision. The fact that these videos are primarily spreading on Chinese-owned TikTok has only fueled speculation about possible government involvement. Others point out that the videos could simply be coming from disgruntled factory workers or former employees wanting to expose what they see as dishonest business practices. There's also the possibility that competitor factories are using the opportunity to drum up business by claiming they can produce identical quality at a fraction of the price. Whether the videos are part of a coordinated campaign or simply organic revelations, the controversy has created a perfect storm for luxury brands caught in the crossfire between international trade tensions and consumer expectations. And with news outlets from The Independent to France 24 now covering the story, what started as social media gossip has evolved into a legitimate business crisis for Hermès and potentially the entire luxury industry. The fallout has been swift and severe, with rumors swirling about Hermès potentially pulling the plug on some Birkin models to save face. The luxury market is holding its breath. Customers who have been on infamous waitlists for months or even years, some after paying substantial deposits or spending thousands on other Hermès products just to qualify for a Birkin, are now left wondering if they'll ever receive their coveted bags. This isn't Hermès's first controversy regarding their waitlist and sales practices either. In 2021, a lawsuit in California claimed that Hermès was forcing customers to purchase other expensive products, scarves, jewelry, homewares, just to be considered for a Birkin purchase. The lawsuit alleged this constituted an illegal tying arrangement that violated antitrust laws. While Hermès denied the allegations, Birkins, the case highlighted the extraordinary lengths people would go to for these bags, and the power the brand wielded over eager customers. Now, with their manufacturing practices under scrutiny, industry analysts suggest Hermès might use this opportunity to artificially restrict supply even further, creating an even more exclusive image while quietly restructuring their production chain. It's a classic crisis management move in luxury, explains one industry consultant. When in doubt, make your product even harder to get. The luxury resale market is in absolute chaos. Websites like The Real Real, Vestiaire Collective, and Rebag have reported unusual fluctuations in Birkin listings and prices. Some sellers are frantically trying to offload their Birkins before prices potentially collapse, with certain models being listed 15 to 20% below market rates. Unheard of for bags that traditionally only appreciate in value. Others are holding tight, praying the controversy blows over and values recover. Authentication platforms like Real Authentication are in a particularly tight spot. If a bag was made in China but labeled as French, what exactly are they authenticating? The entire concept of authentication becomes murky when the origin story itself might be fabricated. We authenticate based on materials, craftsmanship, and consistency with known authentic pieces, explains one authenticator who asked to remain anonymous. But if the authorized production is happening in multiple locations with varying standards, our job becomes much more challenging. Legal experts are weighing in too, suggesting Hermès could be facing serious trouble if they've been selling products as made in France when they were actually manufactured elsewhere. In jurisdictions with strict truth in labeling laws, this could constitute false advertising or even fraud, potentially exposing the brand to millions in legal liabilities and class action lawsuits from disgruntled customers. While Hermès' competitors are watching this drama unfold with a mix of schadenfreude and terror, knowing they could be the next luxury house exposed, the brand now stands at a critical crossroads. They can either come clean, rebuild trust, and redefine what modern luxury means in a globalized economy, or they can cling to their outdated image and risk fading into irrelevance as consumers grow increasingly skeptical. Because in today's world, luxury isn't just about the product anymore. It's about authenticity, transparency, and the values a brand represents. People might have been understanding if Hermès had simply been honest about their global production while maintaining their quality standards. Instead, they doubled down on the fantasy, the handcrafted in Paris fairy tale, and now that mask is slipping, revealing uncomfortable questions about what we're really paying for when we buy luxury. While the full truth remains murky, one thing is crystal clear: this Birkin bombshell has the entire internet questioning what luxury actually means in 2025. Is it about where it's made, how it's made, who makes it, or just the story being sold alongside that $40,000 price tag? Is it about true craftsmanship or just clever marketing? Is it about quality materials or just exclusive access? Either way, this scandal has dropped a cold dose of reality on the luxury world, and something tells me this conversation is far from over. As consumers become more informed and demand more transparency, the very foundation of luxury marketing is being shaken, and for brands like Hermès, the choice is simple: evolve with these new expectations or watch as a new generation of luxury brands rises to take their place, ones built on honesty from the very beginning.